The world is greater than your words. There are things in the world that have not been explained. There are things in life which words have not been created for. But this does not mean that these things do not exist. This is not some profound cryptic mystery. This is an obvious phenomena, which is why it's really important to experience the world beyond the words, to experience the world beyond language. A weakness of the human mind is that, as we become accustomed to depending on language and familiarity, we don't allow ourselves to experience things beyond our language, outside of our little world of familiarity. Have you ever noticed that when you hear a word for the first time, you'll hear it again in the next 24 hours? And you'll keep hearing it over and over again after that. But before that, before you learn that word, it's like you never heard it before. Why is that? This is because your mind only acknowledges things that you recognize, and it's used to ignoring things that you don't recognize, especially if there isn't even a word to refer to that experience. Keep this in mind. There are things that have happened to you. There are things that are happening to you right now even, that your mind doesn't register as an experience because you don't recognize it. Imagine that every time you blink, that swift moment expands into an eternity. And in that eternity, a completely different realm is created. A realm where all creatures are made of space, expanse. And when you look up, instead of a sky, you see love. But everywhere you look, no matter in what direction, all you see is amoeba. The universe is an egg. The shell is a boy. You are the ether, and it swims around like a prison. Importance, fly in the importance. Out is and be. And at the end of that eternity, you finish that blink, and you come back to the world you once knew, with all your memories of this world intact, like if nothing happened. And you blink again. Even if this were to happen to you, it would be like nothing, like the blink of an eye, like a dreamless sleep. What happens there is not registered in your memory because it doesn't match your familiarity. In the study of psychology, we learn that the creation of a memory is highly dependent on the use of association. But if there's nothing in the mind that one can associate an experience to, it becomes very difficult to create a memory of that. It is no virtue to know something you can't explain. It is no virtue to experience something you can't explain. Indeed, this is the norm, because the world is greater than words. A virtue is to take this experience and familiarize yourself with it, and relate to others enough to find an optimal way to convey it, whether it's through words, through sight, song, action, or any other way that you can think of. There are two things that you can do about this. You can either expand your language and knowledge to encompass more of your reality. And you can either do this by reading books or listening to people. Or you can suspend your judgment, open your mind, leave language behind so you can experience reality directly. But even if you do this, you would need to come up with words to refer to those experiences if you want to convey it to other people. Are you ready to see the other worlds?